Nathan James is an editor and writer in the educational publishing industry and the online writing community, yeah, right, as well as the blogger behind The Relative Cartographer. Let's welcome Nathan to the stage.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to tell you about my childhood friend of mine. Lisa Burkhart's anger rose to the surface of her skin, just like her freckles, slapdash and intense. She bragged she inherited her Irish temper from her mother, and I believed her. When Mrs. Burkhart took walks in the neighborhood without her usual thick 1980s makeup on, I couldn't tell mother and daughter apart. And Lisa could rant for hours using swear words and the occasional off or balls. A neighborhood boy once teased me in front of her about being her boyfriend, and she leveraged her lanky 14-year-old body to pin him up against a tree, and she said, "Why? Are you jealous, little boy? Do you want to smooch?" I worshiped her. The way Lisa's green and black tri-level house peeked into ours whenever my mom opened the drapes of my living room window reminded me to go and see her. But I didn't need reminding because I would go after school every day and help her clean her house. I never knocked. Lisa said that anyone was welcome who was willing to clean up her bathrooms and her kitchens. And together we scrubbed her house top to bottom, floor to ceiling, even though it was already spotless. Lisa wasn't always angry and swearing, though. She liked to call the mop Boy George, as in, "Grab Boy George out of the utility closet, will ya?" One time when I asked her, "Why Boy George?" she jammed her finger out toward it, and she pointed at its shaggy locks and its mascara-thin black seam, and she said, "Are you kidding? It looks just like him." Then she dipped him in the bucket, and over the sound of dripping water, she started to sing, and you guys can sing with me if you know the words. "Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry?" On Monday afternoons, when her mom worked late at the cable company, Lisa liked to take shots of Southern Comfort. She always offered me some, and I always politely abstained, and then I would lecture her on the perils of teen drinking, of course. But my words never stopped her. That's how our friendship worked. One morning, just before Halloween 1985, I watched an ambulance back into the Burkhart's driveway. Blue and red lights flashed, but no siren blared. I saw EMTs open the van's back door. I couldn't see who they brought out on the stretcher, but after the ambulance pulled out of the driveway, I watched the leaves settle back down on our quiet suburban street. I didn't see Lisa that day or the next. The rumor around school was that Mrs. Burkhart had died in the shower of a brain aneurysm. I waited exactly a week to climb the steps to Lisa's front porch. The open door policy felt revoked somehow, so I knocked until Lisa yelled for me to come in. As I passed the bathroom, I noticed perfume misters, and you know those 1980s cans of Aquanut hairspray? And the telltale pink of hair curlers, you know those rollers? And they were all over the Burkhart's bathroom counter. I found Lisa sprawled on the floor of her room, Dirty dishes were fanning around her like pets waiting for attention. Lisa's eyes stay closed. "I'm so sorry," I said. "Why?" She stared up at me. "You didn't do anything." "Do you want help with the bathroom?" "No." "Don't you know that doesn't matter anymore?" The red in her hair matched the red in her eyes, and I found myself in a stare down with her until she finally looked back up at the ceiling. After a few months of being ignored, I slouched back across the street, feeling like I'd failed a test. And our street widened after that. Lisa found girlfriends in her grade and spent less time at home. Despite the constant gaze of her tri-level, I never visited her again. She entered high school. I followed quietly 2 years later. She said hi to me in the hallway, sometimes, and drove me home once with a cigarette jammed in her mouth, blasting Guns N' Roses all the way home. 20 years later, she friend requested me on Facebook. A private message popped up, and Lisa asked how I was. I told her about my life in Chicago. I told her about my partner. "Does he treat you well?" she typed. "He does. He sings to me when I'm sad. He takes care of me when I'm sick." "Good. That's all that matters." The flashing green light in the IM window went solid gray, and Lisa unfriended me the next day. Thank you.